A decade ago, when no one knew anything about Islam, and Muslims were telling the world that Muhammad was the greatest man of all time, we told the world that Muhammad had sex with a 9-year-old girl. How did Muslims respond?
Don't apologize for the truth and don't distort the truth. There are Muslims that try to deny this. Oh, he didn't marry Aisha as a young girl. Ya akhi, look, that's not the way forward. We don't lie for the sake of our religion. Astaghfirullah. We have the truth.
Once again, beloved, I greet you and I welcome you to u.s.a Media. My name is Watcher Steven, and you know for sure that whenever I get in my seat at about we dismantling those several assertions that has been made against Christianity since time immemorial. Well, beloved, I'm actually going to react on a program that went on by David Wood. Surely he's talking about the prepubescent girl. Okay, the prepubescent girl. I know you know what I mean. He's talking about Aisha. Aisha hadn't yet reached her puberty state, okay, and Muhammad was in his 50s and laid down with this girl, and surely she passed through a lot. Most people actually argue that she was at age 18, some says even she was 20 or something like that. They try to say this to us to defend the to cover up the filthy sin Muhammad did, their prophet. How we get to him? Well, David Wood is actually saying there are several many proofs, okay, and these are trusted sources of Muslims, and surely if they deny these, they have nowhere to run to, because they are the authentic sources that they actually appeal to always and every time. So at first, Muslims had their way of reacting to this whenever Christian apologists referenced these stuff, okay, but later on, when they came to know that people are getting to know their books, they changed their speech and they said something else. Well, we are taking a quick break and we are returning to this. You're welcome back, beloved. May God richly bless you for waiting for us. Yes, I always tell you about Skin Code Cosmetics. Okay, I told you that whenever you hear of code, you've heard of language, because you see the deoxyribonucleic acid, that is the genetic code. You get that, the genetic code, meaning genetic language. Okay, so myself, I am a language. I am an information produced by some language. Okay, so I am an information from my parents. Okay, so that's the easiest reason this deoxyribonucleic acid helps in identifying who is responsible for this son or this daughter. I'll be get to me. So whenever you hear of Skin Code Cosmetics talking about the language your body is going to speak, the language your skin is going to speak, the information your skin is going to produce. I'll be get to me. If you have some dark spots or whatever, if it's stretch marks or whatever, wheresoever you are, make sure to contact the number that is emerging on your screen. Wheresoever you find yourself across the globe, we have delivery services, and surely they're going to deliver these products at your doorsteps. Well, quickly, let's go to David Wood.
A decade ago, when no one knew anything about Islam, and Muslims were telling the world that Muhammad was the greatest man of all time, we told the world that Muhammad had sex with a 9-year-old girl. How did Muslims respond? Stop lying! Everyone knows that Aisha was 18 years old when Prophet Muhammad ﷺ had sex with her. We can prove it by cutting and pasting an article by one of the biggest liars of all time. But we kept going. We showed that Islam's most trusted sources agree unanimously that Muhammad had sex with a 9-year-old girl. We showed that the Muslims who were claiming that Aisha was older were lying. Even Muslim scholars had to tell Muslims to stop lying about this.
Don't apologize for the truth and don't distort the truth. There are Muslims that try to deny this. Oh, he didn't marry Aisha as a young girl. Ya akhi, look, that's not the way forward. We don't lie for the sake of our religion. Astaghfirullah. We have the truth.
So you see, at first, that is exactly what Muslims would be saying. Okay, they would be like, no, it is never true. It is never true. Aisha wasn't a 9. She was 18, you see, and after Muslims seeing these kind of overwhelming informations or sources or references from a Christian apologists, they began changing the topic. They began acting different way toward the same situation. And how did they do it? Let's go to the video again.
We're not going to cover up the truth if people find it embarrassing. This is the reality. Deal with it.
After years of us throwing their own sources in their faces, Muslims finally had to admit, well, okay, so Aisha was 9 years old when Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam climbed on top of her. So what? At least she had reached puberty. And now we're exposing that lie in two ways. First, we show from the hadith that Aisha hadn't reached puberty. Second, we show that the Quran itself allows men to marry, have sex with, and divorce girls all before they've reached the age of puberty. How do Muslims respond when we show them that the Quran allows men to have sex with prepubescent girls? Stop lying! When it refers to girls who don't have a menstrual cycle, it means women who have some medical problem, not girls who haven't reached puberty. So we go to their greatest common.
So you see, so right now they be like, hey, it's okay. He married a prepubescent girl, so what? Is it so? That's exactly what Muslims will tell you today. Even I've ever heard Muslim arguing that way. Okay, when he had, I think he was in a debate with Abraham Ben Moshe, and he said, when did you ever hear Aisha screaming out that her husband was hurting her? You see, you are saying she was young, but which source do you have that actually says that Aisha was saying she was hurting or her husband was hurting her? You see, this is very much uncalled for. It's illicit. And excuse me to say, it's something that is not recommendable about a prophet of God. Jesus Christ wasn't about all these stuff. He was always overtly on his mission, and surely he never deviated from his mission. What he started. I'll be get to me. Well, we ending it up here, and we continue with some other time. Make sure to drop your comment under the comment section if you have any objection to what I'm doing over here. Make sure to drop your comment over there. If you are not in line with David Wood, make sure to drop your argument over there, and surely we're going to assess them, and if they are readable, we are actually going to read them over here to your hearing, and we say whatever we want to say about them. Well, like the program, subscribe, and help in sharing to your loved ones or all your contact list. Shout out to everybody. Bye bye.